Good morning. It's 5:20. I'm on trail. I'm on my way to the historic cabin where I pick up the shuttle to Stehekin. So that is, I believe, about 5 miles away, and that gives me 4.5 hours to get there. So hopefully I'll make it in time for that first shuttle. Ooh. What would be really nice would be if they have a room at the lodge, so I only have to stay in town one day and I can get everything done. So the zipper on my fly finally, not on my fly, on my tent. The zipper on my tent last night finally gave way. I spent a good 45 minutes trying to get it zipped, to no luck. I got pieces and patches where it would zip, and other places where it would be just gaping open. But fortunately, the bugs were not bad there. But it's frustrating. So I'm going to see what I can do. Maybe I can rig up the other side of the tent so it's working. Maybe it's just debris is in the zipper. Who knows? But I think it's just that it's old, and I've used it a lot. There's been a lot of wear and tear on it. And I think it's just its time. But seeing that I'm currently on trail, I kind of need it to last a little longer. A few more months would be nice. Anyway, I gotta go. I gotta make time today. Got some big trees coming up here. Whew. So, when I left this morning, we leave the track by the campground that we're on, the trail, and then it diverts. Well, that's the only sign. And I just glanced at it. I'm like, okay, I go this way. So I took that path, and the GPS will tell me really quick if I'm off. So I'm waiting, keep checking the GPS, and it's like, the one time that I need, since I've been on trail, for the GPS to update, because it's the one time I wasn't sure if I was on the right track, it wouldn't update. So, of course, I started slowing my pace, hoping there might be like some sort of marker or another sign, like something. But no. So I tried opening and closing the app, rebooting my GPS. And then it finally got to the point where it's like, well, geez, if I got to turn around now because I took the wrong turn, that's going to be a long hike back. And the reason I got up, started packing at 4 this morning, was so I could get a head start, because I need it. So it would not have been the makings for a happy start to the day. But finally, a half mile or so in, it updated. And I am on the right path. Whew! Yay! So this is the last of my climb today. This is Howard's Lake. So I just have to skirt the edge of this. And then I start my downhill. Alright guys, I made it down to the cabin here. just in time for the shuttle. I've got like another hour to wait for it, and then I'll be in town. So I'm really looking forward to that. But right now I am standing just above the Stehekin River. Let me give you a look. So just as I arrived here this morning at the historic cabin, there was a work crew heading out, trail crew. So they maintain the trails for us. So whenever you're out in the wilderness, as I've said before, and you suddenly see like an area where like the trees have been cut down, that all the deadfall have been removed, where places of the trail have sort of collapsed, and have been reinforced, or a bridge has been put up where there wasn't one, or where there was one and it has been washed away. When you've got the overgrowth on the sides of the trail that has suddenly been cleared and cut. And so these crews, they head out, and I believe it's a volunteer basis, and they carry all the tools that they need to do the job with them. And they hike out, they spend their summer out here doing this and maintaining it. And if they didn't, it would make it a lot less accessible for people to get out and enjoy and see this beautiful, beautiful country that we live in. So, it's a hard job. And like I said, most of it is volunteer. So, kudos to them. Thank you again. I'll continue to try and take some more pictures of some of the work that they do on trails. Because they really are amazing. And it's got us up too, because you're dealing with nature, so you go out and you clear up an area. As soon as you move on to the next, then another storm rolls through and you're back to where you were. So very much appreciate them, especially the current political atmosphere we've got going on in our country. Not a lot of people prioritizing our parks and our beautiful natural places, and I think that is a true shame. So kudos to the people that are here and ready to keep it accessible. Just hours away from a shower and laundry. Yay! Alright guys, I am in Stehekin. I am about to shower, brush my teeth, use an actual commode, and then I'm going to do laundry. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Okay, this is my hair before water touched it. That's how filthy I am. Okay, so it was a no on the room. They were booked full. Kind of glad they were. $275 a night before taxes. So that saved me a buttload of money. Just had my shower. I feel amazing. Laundry is going. I've got about 25 minutes left on that. And the town is actually set up really well, so I don't have to have a room anyway. They actually have a charging station on the lower platform underneath the I think the grocery store and the restaurant, set up specifically for hikers to plug in and get all their electronics charged up. So everything's working out perfect. Stehekin's been absolutely amazing. Highly recommend it. So I'm human once again. I am
decked out in my rain gear here, waiting for my stuff to finish washing. Then I'm going to dry it up, head down, and get all my stuff charged up. I'm going to actually go to the restaurant and have a meal tonight. Very excited. Clean. Like I was saying to another hiker, I think that's one of the things, other than just being out in nature, which really recharges me, makes me feel amazing. One of the things I love about this is just that it really, really brings on a true sense of gratitude for all those little things, the things that you normally don't pay any attention to, the ones you take for granted in day-to-day life. Out here, you truly value them and you realize how precious they are. So like, for instance, sitting, at a picnic table, right? Just being able to sit at a table instead of hunched over, a stool or sitting on a rock. Being able to have a shower, clean hair, right? Clean skin, clean clothes. Like all of these things are just so amazing. Fresh cold water. It's hard going back to the city actually after hiking and drinking city water. When you get, even though we're out here filtering it and you're like, oh, well, that's filthy or that's dirty. No, like that, it tastes so good and it's just so cold. Or something like, kicking your shoes and socks off and soaking your tired feet in a cold stream. It's good. It's a good feeling. So appreciate those little things because those are the ones that matter. Okay, so the first wash, the washing machine didn't drain all the water out. So my clothes were still soaking. And I'd been debating whether I wanted a second wash anyway. So this confirmed I was having a second wash to hopefully spin them dry. But as I'm waiting, I'm sitting here in my rain gear and I'm just sweltering. It's like being in a sauna, which is quickly going to do away with my whole point of having the shower in the first place. So I saw a nice little patch over here on the grass to sit down in the shade while I wait for my laundry. And I bent a little deeper than I intended to, and I tore my rain pants right through the crotch. And of course, everything I own is in being washed. That's why I'm wearing my rain gear. So now I have to figure out a way I can discreetly stand up when it's time to go get my laundry without flashing my hoo-ha to the world. The troubles of trail life. So 7 more minutes on my laundry before it's dry, then I can pack that up. I think I'm going to wait to grab my resupply tomorrow morning so I don't have to haul it around tonight. And then I got to charge up and I'm going to grab some dinner at some point. I'm starting to get really hungry because I didn't really have breakfast. I had that part of that cinnamon bun and that was just too sweet. I need some food. So I think I'll have something to eat. Then I'm going to charge up. Then I got video editing to do. Tomorrow I can post everything and grab my resupply, get that packed up, and then hit the trail. Not a trusting person by nature, but I have to here. So I've got to plug it into charge because it'll take several hours, but I can only use Wi-Fi upstairs, so fingers crossed. So I've had my charger plugging in now for about 2.5 hours. I just came back down to check on it, and it's only gone up by 1 bar, and that one's still flashing, so it really hasn't done anything. I think it's just the temperature. It's really, really hot down here. So in the valley, they were saying the temperature is like 104 a couple days ago. So it's
stupidly hot right now. I was not expecting this.
I moved it over a little more in the shade, tried another outlet. Hopefully soon it'll work.